Hi there, Nick Leclerc here. Welcome to another episode of the superhero called You. And today I've got a question for you. Have you ever been so stressed that you've had a sense of humour failure? You've completely lost it. Or you've lost it so much in a stressful situation that all you've been able to do is just laugh hysterically, because the tension's just got to you, or it's all just got too much. Well, if you've have some sort of affinity with that situation, then this superpower that I'm going to talk about very briefly today is humour. Okay, a sense of humour, and basically this is the ability to defuse the tension in a particular situation and lighten the load, really lighten up under pressure. It's definitely a really great skill if you can harness this properly without trivializing the subject that you've been working on. Okay, and humour as a superpower is really important for two or three reasons, I guess. Firstly, that you talk to anybody in a highly stressful situation or a job, and they will talk about humour as a sort of basic survival tool or survival mechanism. Talk about doctors and nurses or people in the army and the forces, where they have to go into very, very stressful situations. Sometimes, it's very dark humour, to keep things going, but that is how morale is kept going, and people will crack a joke in the most unlikely of circumstances to just diffuse some of the tension. So this is a very well known and well used tool, as long as you keep it in balance, as I say, and not trivialize things. You also need to keep your energy in check when you are under pressure, so you need some kind of release valve, and humour definitely provides a great release valve and takes you out of the situation for even a moment, so you can go back in almost having a slightly different reset button being pressed. And also I guess the other thing is, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing nowadays, is it? I mean, we've probably, the generations now have seen their parents working long hours, stressed to high heaven. This is the next generation now of young people coming in saying, I don't want to work like that. I don't want to be stressed up. I don't have no time with my family or doing the things I love just to earn money, to get a bigger house, to do all this sort of on the treadmill, a little hamster. So they're finding things very different, and so if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. So in many times working with groups over the years, I've found using a sense of humour as a saving grace. It's been able to defuse a difficult situation or tricky situations where people are getting frankly a little bit arsey. And also with my one-to-one coaching clients work, it's just been really nice to be able to just defuse some tension, especially if we're talking about some very, very challenging personal stuff. So just keeping people aware that they have this skill. So, but as I say, releasing tension without just becoming either the entertainer or making a mockery of things. So I'm kind of curious about the next time you find yourself heading rapidly towards overwhelm. Is there something you can do to lighten up? Something you can do to defuse the situation and use the superpower called humour to good effect? So if you've had any experiences or stories and examples that you want to share, I'd love to hear from you on this. And as usual, if someone is approaching popping point or is going to really lose it, maybe sending them something like this might help. So big love to you all, hope that helps, and I'll see you next time. Cheers for now, bye.